Hello, New Venture Lab. This is the assignment walkthrough for assignment number 12, Customer Discovery Report. So first of all, if you haven't yet, be sure to watch the overview video for this week. In it, I talk through some of the resources that we have that can also support in creating this assignment. That includes how it is that we do this in the Runway program. And the Runway program is very similar to this. But we got course outcomes, of course, for each course. So this is the way we're going to do it to get the correct course outcomes that are in alignment with the syllabus. But what we're going to ultimately do this week is you're going to take those interview questions that you created last week, maybe tailor them a little bit further, but then we're going to go out and actually conduct interviews. In this case, we're going to do at least 5 interviews with 5 real people, and then at least 1 interview with an AI tool. It can be very insightful to do it with the AI tool. I find that one to be an interesting one. But you kind of will give the AI tool who it is that you are talking to, what kind of customer persona, and then afterwards have a little interview with ChatGPT or Claude or the AI tool of your choice. So I'll walk through this very, very quickly. Again, if you haven't yet, be sure to watch that overview video. So we want to watch this video completely, identify your target audience, prepare your interview questions. We kind of did all of that so far. So we're kind of start right on number 4 pretty much. So you're going to now conduct 5 to 10 interviews. 10 is a little silly. I mean, in terms of you could do 15 or you could do 20 or you could do 30. Even if you were in the ballpark of doing like 20 or 30, in all reality, the truth is it's probably like more study is needed, more research is needed to actually get to like a statistical significance. But 5 is kind of the baseline, just kind of get used to it. You know, at first it kind of feels like a little awkward, like approaching somebody, but the more you do it, the more it is that it just becomes, you realize that it really doesn't matter. You get a little bit of rejection. That's actually a good thing to feel. But after 5, 10, 15, 100, 200, you start to not, it just rolls off. And you start to be like, well, I can kind of do whatever I want, which is actually a really powerful thing. And there's a whole bunch of research actually into that. And it's a lot of what we do. One of the courses actually in entrepreneurship here, it actually teaches you to do, you're supposed to get rejected. I think that is in social entrepreneurship. So you might be smiling if it is that you took that course already. If you haven't took that course yet, eventually you're going to do an assignment where it is that you go out and you intentionally are going to get rejected by you're going to ask questions that you're anticipating to get a no, just to have that experience. It's a little bit of like a therapy that gets you very much in touch with people. And again, it's very important to be empathetic, be able to get on people's levels in order to be able to do this kind of research. So you're going to have 5 conversations with 5 real people, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. But you're going to be asking them questions, the questions that you generated last week, the best questions from what it is that you generated last week. Take notes during each interview. I like to record with like the voice memos app. I find that is very, very useful. Just like if you have an iPhone, it comes with the iPhone voice memos. There are other tools that do the same thing. But then what's nice about the voice memos is it used to be just 5 years ago, entrepreneurs in this space would need to sit back and now listen meticulously and make notes to all the voice memos that it is that they created. Now you can just throw it into ChatGPT, throw it into Claude. There's another one called Nada that I use, and so when I do like a video conference, it will actually like record the video and like give me like action items and so forth. And we do that in conference room meetings here at the School of Entrepreneurship. So yeah, I highly recommend to record the video. That way you can put it into an AI tool, and not only will it give you a transcript, but it will give you like the key takeaways, action items, so forth. So you do an analysis, and again, this is where kind of what I'm talking about right now, where you might, if you did record it, put it right into an AI tool and start to like look for statistical significance within that data. You compile your findings into a report, include a summary of each interview, highlight key insights, conclude with a reflection of how these insights validate or challenge your initial problem statement. If you can come to the conclusion that your problem statement is not validated, and you can do that in a short amount of time, that's a tremendously underestimated entrepreneurial success. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs will want to work on something for a long time, years maybe, because they're a little bit artistic, a little bit creative. So all of those are good things. The problem is if we leave out real people from the very beginning, we might at the end of the day, when we finally open up shop, not have any customers, and that's like the number one most common thing to actually happen in startups. Is the number one reason a startup fails is not enough customers. Have to have customers. This is why we, from the very beginning, even if you feel that you are in the ideation stage, which probably most in this course are, that's the idea. In the ideation stage, to go and get feedback from real people, and you're going to optimize your solution, optimize your thinking against what it is that you collect data, qualitative data that you collect from real people. It's the qualitative data, the verbal data that is, at the very beginning that's going to better shape what it is your solution is going to be. And later down the line, it's the quantitative data, which is how your business is going to scale. Okay, so qualitative is verbal, quantitative is numeric. Okay, and probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll have an extra little video on that. Just because some helpful tips. But for now, you can go and you can Google qualitative, quantitative, and start to get an idea of what those are and how they are directly related to what it is that you're working on bringing about. Okay, helpful tips. Answer these questions. Description of the problem being explored, a description of who experienced the problem and in what context. Does your research indicate that the problem has been validated? Does your research indicate that people are willing to spend money to eliminate or mitigate the problem? Super duper important. So kind of their major takeaways from this round of interviews. Can this data be used to optimize their solution? How so? The overwhelming two things is, can this generate revenue? Can this create new customers? That's kind of that's the overwhelming thing, but we're kind of focused right now here on the problem, right? Getting to that point where it is that we have a solution to a problem that can generate revenue and create new customers. Okay, you'll do a customer discovery report in a single document. Pretty great. These are the things you're going to be assessed on. So you definitely do want to be doing that ChatGPT conversation, that Claude conversation, just to show how it is that you're able to share that link. If you do, again, if you use ChatGPT, well, I kind of thought it'd be silly. I went into ChatGPT and I said, "Hi, Claude," just to see what it would say. And it said, "Hi, I'm ChatGPT, not Claude, but I'm happy to help. How can I help you today?" Well, anyway, the point of doing this is so I can show you the share. So if I'm going to copy this link, now I can share this and I can post it right into my assignment that I'm going to submit. And then that way, that would be evidence that you did that interview. If you use Claude, same thing. I tried the same thing. "Hi, ChatGPT. Hi there, just a quick note. I'm actually Claude, made by Anthropic, not ChatGPT, which is OpenAI's assistant. Easy mix-up, though. How can I help you today?" All that to say is I would click share. And what I need to do here, I need to click create public link. This way, anyone can view it. So it's just very much similar to using Canva, using Google Docs, whatever it might be. Always need to be able to do that. Anyone with link can view. If I don't have that, it's just kind of just me and everybody else. It's kind of a thing. We put in a 0. That doesn't mean you're going to get a 0 at the end of the day. That just means that we weren't able to view the document, so you need to resubmit it. Okay. Do this Sunday, just like always. Reach out if you have any questions. I am here and happy to help. Okay. Have a great week. This should be fun. Okay. All right. Bye.